Hello, 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 and welcome to the Rumble and Roar podcast. I have a special guest today, guys. His name is Tony. Thank you for being here, Tony.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. I'm so excited, but I'm always excited when I have me a guest. Guys, it is Father's Day. Father's Day. Some of us are daddy's little girl. That would be me. And some of us are really good buddies and pals and just the fathers are their strength. So that's what we're here to talk about today, our fathers. Tony and I are going to just sit back just like we did on Mother's Day with Linda, and we're gonna just talk about our dad and tell stories. And I got a game for us on this one, Tony.
Okay.
I got a game. I'm gonna ask at the end. We're gonna talk about some questions that my editor told me to ask some of these questions and other people. I like to get questions from other people because, you know, just talking about the stuff that I want to talk about or the things that I say might be a tad bit boring. So when I get them from other people, it's kind of a lot more. So the first question is, what was your relationship with your father growing up?
I had a really good relationship with my father. We were super close. He was very involved. He introduced me into sports and all that good stuff. So we were really tight, and we're still tight to this day. So.
That's what dads do.
Yes.
Look, everything he say, I'm going to piggyback off of that because the same with my husband, that's what he does as well. Mm-hmm. He introduced my son to different sports, even though he was like, it went from one to the other because he just did not, he didn't care about a lot of the sports. So, but anyway, that's what fathers do, introduce their sons to sports. Okay, can you share a moment when your father showed up for you when you were, let me read it right. Can you share a moment where your father showed up for you in a way you'll never forget?
Yes.
Probably a lot of them.
Yes, I have a lot of them. I'll just keep it simple.
Okay.
I'll share two. Mm-hmm. One, something small. It was a pair of Jordans that I wanted when I was younger.
Those Jordans,
My mother was not going to get them shoes for me for nothing.
Because they are so expensive.
I understand, but you know, growing up,
when you want them, you want them.
You need them.
Yeah.
You need them.
And look, father to son, he knew.
He knew. So he actually got them. He got me my first pair of Jordans. So that was real big.
Showed up for you.
And then, you know, he's just been there. I've been in trouble in the past, and he's always been there for me, you know, just support wise and, you know, just keeping a straight head going forward on everything and changing my life around when I was in those situations. So
there is nothing like a father who has your back when you're in trouble.
Right.
You hear me?
I know
because there are people out there, they have a father and they can get in trouble.
Oh yeah.
And they're just in trouble.
Yes.
But let me see. When did my father show up for me a way that I'll never forget? Tony, you have two daughters, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, you'll probably be able to relate to this, but I'll never forget this. I was married before.
Okay.
And with my ex, I don't want to call no names, so I'm going to just say fucker.
Okay, I love
That's
it.
what I'm going to call him, fucker.
All right. Shout out to fucker.
Fucker. Yeah. Oh, that is terrible. Guys, so when I tell you, we were in Germany and my dad was in Mannheim, my brother was in Berlin, my sister was in Stuttgart, either Bamberg, I think it was Stuttgart, and I was in Krailsheim, Germany. And the fucker and I had got into, you know, an argument. And I was young. I was very young. And I remember calling my dad and talking to him. And dads know when their little girls are not their little girls, the way they sound.
Oh, yes.
And so I was like, hey, daddy, what you doing? You know, just talking to He was like, what's wrong? I said, nothing. He said, what is wrong? And I said, fucker and I just got into an argument and he just get on my last nerve. And I know I'm new at this and I'm learning, but I'm just really getting tired of it. And, I'm not ready to throw the towel in. I was married and I was 18
Wow.
over in another country.
Oh, yeah.
I learned how to sprechen Sie Deutsch over there. That's German.
right.
However, I was still learning myself.
Right, yeah.
So, and I was like, Dad, I'm not ready to throw in the towel, but he gets on my nerves. He'd get up in my face and he'd be like, why are you acting like a child? And you are damn 7 years older than me.
Right.
I'm a child because I still am a child. I'm 18.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But anyway, I told my dad that, how about, Tony, when I tell you my dad was at our house, I can't remember, so I don't even want to lie. It was either that same day or the next day. And he came up and he was like, I was just in the neighborhood. Now, damn well, he wasn't in the neighborhood. He was all the way in Dag. What was it? Not Krell Shop, that's where we were. But anyway, he was a long ways from me. Okay. And he was like, I was in the neighborhood. I was just coming in, checking up. And how y'all doing? This, that, and the third. But long over the short, let me make this story short. He pulled him to the side. And whatever he said to him, we did not argue a lot much after that.
Right on.
And I'm sure he probably said, if you put your hands on her, if she come to me any kind of way that I didn't give her to you,
I know that's right.
You're going to have to answer to me. And that's what daddies do.
Yeah,
my daddy was a
accurate.
no nonsense, don't play when it comes to his family, his girls, whatever. But that's something I'll never ever forget. And I'm sure he won't forget it either.
Right.
That's good. But I wouldn't care. He's no
Pull-up
longer
game is strong. I've pulled up to the daycare.
Oh yeah?
Oh yes.
Oh see? and you lost it. Maybe not lost it in a you probably kept your composure, however inside you were losing it, because when it comes to that little girl.
About half and half, yes. When it comes to the little girl, yes, pull-up game is definitely strong. My kids were getting to some altercations with other kids at daycare. I mean, these are little kids.
Yes,
you know?
yeah.
So
but those
I'm just
parents,
like,
it's their
call the daddy. I want to talk to your daddy. Tell your daddy I want to go. Yes.
He said, call the daddy.
Call the dad.
No, that's not how we handle it.
No, it's not.
But I feel you. I feel you. That's how my dad was.
I totally feel him though. Definitely.
Yes. Okay. Number 3. Do you think having a present father influence how you show up in your parenting today?
Yes, I do. I had a pretty good example of a father to follow, so I take a lot of what they did to me growing up and apply it to my children.
And they are happy.
Yes, they're happy, they're good, they're bad at the same time.
Yes.
Normal kids, they're doing good things.
Yeah. They're active, not bad. They're just active.
Well, that's a better word.
And it's their era.
Right,
they do shit different from what we did. We think their stuff is bad and it's insane but our parents thought the same thing about us.
You're right.
And we were like, we're just doing what we do. So they were just active. They probably weren't that. Yeah, they do be bad. I ain't gonna even lie.
Nothing. Nothing. Just kids.
Let me see. Did it influence how I showed up in my parenting? Oh my gosh. If my dad was not in my life and showed me certain things, I don't even know if, well, my mother did a really good job too, but it's something about the dads when they put that stuff in you.
Yep.
And the thing, my mom and my dad was different. Of course, the way they parent. Mothers are nurturers, fathers are, as a matter of fact, it better be, truth. But I remember him, he just always told me to, make sure you stand up for yourself, do the things that are right. And the things that he influenced me with was, he just took care of business.
Right on.
He was there. He didn't talk much, Tony. My dad didn't talk much as when I was younger, and I wish that he did. But God's plan is perfect because I'm gonna wait. I'm getting ahead of myself, but that's further along in the podcast. But he was not a talker. My dad was a just go tell your mama, go ask your mom kind of thing. But when I got older is when he poured a whole bunch of me. And all of that I do to my children now. And they think I'm just the hardest. They don't think I'm bad, but they just think I'm just too hard and I'm old school and don't nobody do that now. And they don't even think that way.
Right.
That's dinosaur shit. But it's not. It still works if I'm going to apply it anyway because that's how I was taught.
Yes.
And let me see, what thing your father taught you that you still live by today? Something he taught you that you're living by today.
One thing he taught me was no matter what you do, be the best at it. Whether you're a janitor, be the best janitor ever, or if you're a successful businessman, be the best at it ever. No matter what you do,
do your best.
Do your best and be the best at it.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's good. What I think, everything he's taught me still, I still live by all of it. And it was so many things. And like you, yes, be your best, never give up, stuff like that. All of it, really.
Confidence, that's all it is.
Yes.
You know, it helps you get that character.
That foundation he built to make sure you know, hey, when you get out there, let's do it. Do it to your best ability.
And you're going to make it.
Yes. No matter what. Because sometimes we fall.
Oh, yeah.
And Daddy was right there to pick me up. I fell a couple of times. Yes. Okay. What's a saying your father always repeated that stuck with you? You gonna holler on the one I have.
A saying that my dad said that always stuck with me. Does it count if I wasn't there? Oh, you know, I ain't too shit to talk drunk.
That is,
No.
that's it. No. I'm telling you, mine is like that, almost like that as well.
But it was just having a good time. But
he said, I ain't too shit to talk to.
Yeah, just having a good time.
Yes.
But it was more of a meaning behind the story. But yeah.
That's one of mine is, my dad would say this all the time. I'm gonna tear that ass out the frame.
Hey.
Keep it up. And he didn't never to me, because I've never been whooped, hit, or spanked, nothing by my father. My mother would go in, but my dad has, I can't even remember a time that he even did this, or even told me to come here, or none of that. But my mother did. Now he told them boys up, but yes, he said, and he would tell other people that, tear that ass out the frame.
Yes, man.
It's old school like a mother, but now that I'm older, oh my gosh, it makes so much sense. Can you imagine the visual that comes to mind when you say tear that ass out of the frame? That is, you're gonna be in a world of trouble. Okay, this is just for you.
Okay.
For you as a father, what's one tradition or routine let me read this right. Wait a minute. For you as a father, what's one of your traditions or routine you're intentional about with your daughters? What are you intentional about? I was trying to word it another way.
No, it's fine. I like to do the good old traditional Sunday dinners. I teach them how to cook and stuff like that. So it's like a bonding moment, but just like the Sunday dinners thing.
That is so good. And that was important to my dad. Sunday dinners, but really everyday dinner. We had a schedule every 6 o'clock.
Yes, okay.
You know? Yeah, 6 o'clock we had to be in, and everybody had to be at the table. It's not like today where, you grab your plate and go to the room or go to the living room or go to where you finish trying to finish your game or whatever the case may be. My dad did not play that. It was like everybody has to be at the table. He liked it like that, and I think that was so special, and I wish we could get back to that, but they're grown, and it's like, look, I'm trying to watch this game. I ain't trying to sit at the table. What y'all talking about anyway? Yes. Okay. How do you balance discipline, love, and guidance in your parenting style?
Equally.
If
you're doing great things, you're going to be praised.
Yes. And acknowledged.
And acknowledged, definitely.
Yes.
And same thing. If you're doing bad, you're disciplined.
Right.
It's just going to be the same thing. So I always tell them I can be the coolest dad in the world, or I can be the meanest dad in the world.
Yes.
It's your choice.
You can't be a mean dad, Tony.
Well, I can act a little bit.
When you see those beautiful eyes of your daughters, you're like, well, you did wrong. But don't tell your mama going to do it.
Right.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my answer is his answer. Okay. How do you define present as a parent today? How do you define present?
Well, first, of course, being there, which makes sense.
Ding, 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 ding. If that was the $1 million question, he'd have won right there. Just be daggone present.
But it's more than that. It's not just being present, because you can still be present and absent at the same time.
There you go. Okay, what he said.
Yeah, let them talk,
Let
right?
them talk.
Yeah. But you have to get into the things that they're interested in.
Yes.
Let them grow and kind of let them become their own person. But
Well, when you said be present, in my mind, being present is the whole kit and caboodle.
Yes.
Meaning present as in your physical body, present as in talking and telling stories, present as in interacting with your children, present as in, okay, I got you. What happened today? Let's solve this. Let's do. That's what I mean.
Yes.
Yeah, and you are so right.
Right there.
You are so right. Being present in the whole sense of the word.
Yes,
present.
it's more than just being in the same house. You know?
Yes, exactly. Sort of like with a marriage. We don't look. I'll bring it back, y'all. But with a marriage, a man can be present. He in the room, but he don't hear shit you saying. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to curse. But that is true. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. Okay, so number 9. What's something your father did that you now pass on to the next generation?
I would say one thing that he did that I pass on to the next generation is just his love for the family. You know, he's not a very loud, outspoken person. I mean, for the most part, unless he knows you, you know, he's just real close and tight. But it's just the love that no matter what, he'll do whatever for his family. So definitely, I have to definitely pass that down. No matter what you're going through, you're just gonna have to suck it up and get it done.
That family love, that family
first.
bond, family first.
Yep.
Tony, why you're taking all of my answers? Those are my answers. But that is so true. That is so true. Yes, that family love, the bond, all of that.
It's different.
Yeah, you pass that on for generations. And my dad always said not to trust anyone. Well, I'm not going to say anyone. Trust mom, dad, you know, and yourself. Trusting people out there, you're going to mess up. Trust God first and then mom and dad. You know, even your significant other, your wife or husband or whatever, they married into you and they have different morals and values and things that when they grew up, they were raised different from you. So even putting all your trust into them, eventually after, you know, a lot of years of marriage, but it's still not the same as trusting daddy.
Right.
Trusting daddy who has your same DNA.
Yes.
Trusting mama. Because daddy's trust is a whole different level.
Oh yeah, that's somebody you know who will die for you. So that's
Step
trust.
right in front of that bullet.
Sure will.
Not gonna let it scathe you at all. Yes. Oh, I'm getting emotional. I'm thinking about my dad.
I'll cry with you. Let's do it.
Woo. Good God Almighty, my dad was everything to me. Let me fan. Showing my seasoned age. Okay. Have there been moments as a parent when you caught yourself doing exactly what your dad do? Or what he used to do, or what he does now.
Yes. A lot of I rock like him. We have a lot of body things we do.
What about foods?
Oh, foods. Yeah, I actually started eating like him the older I got. It's kind of weird. I mean, when I was younger, I hated stuff like guacamole and runny eggs, and he would eat that stuff. And now I love it. Just
you do?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Those runny eggs, yeah, mama used to eat those. Yeah, and I used to be like, that is just the grossest thing, and I do eat those. Yes.
Yep.
Let me see. What do I do like my dad, or like he used to do? When you've said something to him that is stupid, and he was such a serene, quiet man. He didn't raise his voice. He don't care if it was. See, people like myself would be on 1 billion, but my dad can be on 1 billion and you would never know it. He just never would raise. But the things that I do, that I see myself doing like him, is I wear glasses, but now I have my contacts on because of the cameras and you don't want it to reflect off. However, when my dad got really irritated and you were talking stupid, he would do this. He'd pull his glasses down and look over the glasses as if he could see better without them at that time. He'll do like this, Tony. He goes, he's looking up at you with this look, and it seems like you could just read it through his brain, like, you trying to play me for a fool?
Yes.
Because I'm nobody's fool. But I'm going to let you keep on talking, okay?
Yes.
And when I finish, I'm going to go on and let you know what I feel about that. That's what it is. And so when someone talks to me, and I have my glasses on, and they're really being stupid, and I know that they already know they're being stupid. I know they're being stupid. I will, and I don't know why I do it. You know, I'll pull my glasses down and I'll just concentrate on them with this look like, Really? Okay. That's just sad.
Right.
And I'm a grown person and you still trying to, okay. Now I see why it's almost like a focus thing. Like, I'm trying to show you that I don't believe you, but you're going to keep on with that lie.
You really keep going.
Yeah,
Yes,
and they do keep going, and they do. But it's the glasses thing for me. Okay, why do you think involved Black fathers don't get enough visibility in media and society?
It sells. Same reason why they put Black people on AIDS commercials.
On eggs commercials?
AIDS commercials.
Oh, yeah.
You won't see a straight white male on that commercial, but you'll see a lot of
Now I'm going to have to look for
colors.
it. I never even noticed it.
Oh, yes. It was pointed out to me not too long ago.
Oh, my gosh. I never noticed that.
Oh, yeah. But stuff like that. It's the way that, certain people want to try to keep an old view on how Black people are. So just keep doing what you're doing. Social media is just that. Social media is, it's for money. So that's
a good answer.
Brings people in. Clickbait.
I want to be careful what I say because we know YouTube is forever, and I don't want to say anything to step on anybody's feet or say the wrong things. And I always like to apologize before I say something that might ruffle feathers. However, I just believe the visibility in media and society, they don't involve the Blacks, is because this is a white world. It's a white world, and I hate to say that, but I can keep that to myself and not say it, but nobody is a fool. It is, and this is what I noticed, like you noticed. When I'm lurking, social media, cyberspace, or whatever you want to call it, YouTube or Instagram, I notice that it's always something. I'm not going to say always. That's a crazy overstatement, but it's mostly the whites when they show good stuff. But a Black guy could be the first one to graduate, and I'm just using this as an example, guys, from Harvard, and he is the first one in his family, or it could be 9 people in the family and every one of them are doctors and stuff like that. People don't share it. They don't post it. They don't, you don't see it. Well, I know you're probably saying, well, if they don't post it, how did you see it? Yes, maybe so, but it'll be, you can see 1 or 2, whatever, but other things you see, and it's like 1,000 or 1,000,000 views and stuff like that. And it's our own people, guys. I want to add us in there as well. So I don't want to say it is true, and that's just facts. This is a white world. However, we hurt ourselves because we don't support each other. It's like when the Blacks, you should be like, oh man, I saw this is really cool, and give it to one of your brothers or something to keep it going, but we don't do that. We'll be hating because look, he done moved up or he got something. It's sad, but that's my answer.
Yeah, that's a good answer, yeah.
Okay. Well, what advice would you give to a father who didn't grow up with a dad and wants to break the cycle?
Break the cycle. Be there. Do everything that you wish your dad did. If you do that, you'll break the cycle.
He's taking all my answers, y'all, but you can't help it because it is what it is. The truth is the truth backwards, forward, sideways, up and down. It's the truth. Just be present. You can break that cycle by being present. If your dad wasn't there, hey, those were your breaks. And but you can always do better, and you don't have to. It doesn't have to continue on and on and on.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. And that
like
situation will show you the good and the bad, what you want to be, what you don't want to be. So.
Okay. What legacy would you like to leave leave as a father or a grandfather? What legacy?
A legacy that I would like to leave. Well, a dream of mine is I would just like a neighborhood named after, my kids and family and stuff like that. It's always been a big dream of mine. So
you got to work towards that. That's
absolutely.
I've never heard nobody say that's so good.
Yes, I would love a neighborhood that's in our name, our last name, and just name the streets after the babies and my wife.
Oh my gosh, that is cool. That is cool. Values for me, beliefs for me. possession stuff that I have, like my albums and what else? My videos and stuff like that. That's for me. Okay, if your kids or grandkids could describe you as a parent in one word, 20 years from now, what would that word be?
Extra.
You know what? My word was, that is something, Tony, my word was truth. They know I'm going to tell the truth, but I like yours.
Yes.
Extra. I'm real extra.
Oh, yes.
I'm real extra.
Yes.
Tony, Dad. Yes. That, okay. I'll choose both of the extra and the truth, because they know I'm going to bring the truth, like it or not.
Right on.
Okay. What's your prayer, your hope, or message for the next generation of fathers? What is your prayer, your hope? What do you think? What do you wish that they would just do?
I just wish that they would raise their children with a mindset does. I mean, violence is going to happen, but teach them not to kill one another over stupid stuff. You know, teach them what real life is about. Real life is not what you hear in this rap music, what you see on YouTube and all that stuff like that. So just, you know, raise them to be a good generation. You know, don't teach them how to thug. I understand you got to teach them, hey.
Preach, Tony.
In case things get bad, you can do this, you know. But at the end of the day, let's make sure that's the last result. That's what we're doing. We're going to do here. We're going to mentally, physically just go in the right positive direction to go ahead and do things the right way. And that would change a lot of this stuff going on. It's how you raise them. You raise them to be a thug when they're young, think their cussing is cute and all that stuff.
And calling women out of their names.
Yes, that's what we're gonna grow up to do, and it's gonna be worse. So just definitely raise them right, raise them with morals, and teach them.
I'm gonna just get up and walk off, because Tony, he's taking the questions and the answers and everything. But on the real, I concur with everything he just said. I mean, build a foundation.
Yes.
Don't let because if you don't, America will.
Oh, yeah.
But they're not going to build it the way it needs to be built. So be there, be present for your children. Let me read this again. The next generation. What do we want to leave for the next generation? I just make sacrifices. You know, be there with your children. Teach them. Don't let them get up and just be there with their tablets and raise themselves, and the outside raise them, and they're learning from TV. Be present.
Yes.
There we go back to that
very
word.
Important.
Be present in their lives and instill stuff in them. And don't be selfish. Don't have the daggone kids yet. Don't have them yet, guys. Don't have them until you're really, really, really ready to be a parent. And being a parent, it takes sacrifice. It takes time. It takes energy. It takes almost everything. You know, you can still live while you're parenting, but you can't just do the things you used to do and forget that the baby, you got drunk last night and you want to sleep in till 12 and 1 and 2. The baby is still up at 8. She wasn't drinking. You were. Get your ass up and feed the baby. Yeah, stuff like that. I know I'm extra. See, I took your word. I'm extra. But it's so true.
Yes, very
it's so true.
Very
so
true.
that's what we need to, what prayer, what hope or message we want to leave to the next generation of fathers. Please know that you have to sacrifice and be ready to be a father. You cannot be that party animal you were before you had those children. Now, if you want to be both, which I just don't see how, and give that child 100% of what is needed, you just make sure you're there. Just be there. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, you know, I'm extra. See, I'm going on and on and on. Okay, how do you celebrate Father's Day personally? Any traditional special memories, any traditional things, special stuff? How do you?
We always do dinner. I always like to spend it. Some people like to, you know, take a break off and go hang out, but I always have to be with them.
You with your dad every Father's Day?
Well, not my father, my kid. I mean, yes,
Somebody's
just about. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
with your dad?
Just about, yes. Every Father's Day, if not on the day, I will see you that weekend, but with me and my children, I'm always with them. I take them to my dad's house and stuff like that, and
it's
every
really
year.
Good. I would call my dad and talk for hours on Father's Day. We never, I'm not going to say never, we didn't drive out of town every Father's Day, but every Father's Day I talked to him, and it was like him being right here. And the good thing about, with these cell phones, I must say, sometimes I hate them, but sometimes I love them a lot. And the best thing that they created was FaceTime. FaceTime was the best thing ever. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You can sit there and just look at them and talk to them. Yeah. So that's what we did a lot. So yeah. What moment with your dad you will never forget?
The moment he saved my life.
Oh,
Yes,
that's really deep. You wanna share that?
Sure.
Okay. Okay.
This was back when we were living in Texas. They were taking us, me and my brother, to a place called Splashtown. I could swim. I always grew up knowing how to swim. I decided to jump in the wave pool. Yes. So he went in after me, almost lost his own life doing it. But he got me out of there, threw me like a football, as my mother says. But he saved my life, saved me from drowning.
And he'll do it again today.
Sure will.
I know.
Yep.
Let me see. What will I never forget? Oh my gosh. The last time I said goodbye to him, but I don't want to talk about it. Oh goodness, maybe I shouldn't have asked that question. But yeah, I rolled him into the hospital, and I knew that was the last time I was going to see him. And I remember crying, and he looked up at me like, yeah, this is it. And so when I left and I walked out, I looked at Danny, I was like, I know this is the last time I'm going to see him, and it was the last time.
But at least you got to say goodbye, and
Yeah, okay, what was the next question? That's the moment I'll never forget, but there were good moments too, guys. Absolutely. How do your dad make you feel when you're loved? Let me read it the right way. How does your dad make you feel loved? How does he make you feel loved? What did he do to make you just feel loved?
Recognition. He was always very supportive. Anything I do, he's like, you can do it.
Yes.
I wanted to be a rapper. You're going to be the best rapper. I wanted to be a football player.
Why does he keep taking my
You're going to be a football player.
Yes.
So he was always like, yes, whatever you do, he supported me 100%. So, yeah.
That's exactly how he made me feel love all the time, no matter what I was doing, how I was doing it. My mother actually was the same. They always just told me, you could do it. No matter what, you can do it, and do it the best you can. But and don't worry about failing. If you're gonna be a failure if you don't try it or if you don't do it. You got to do it. So same answer. Gosh, I look, this whole podcast, same answer. Okay, so what's the best advice your dad ever gave you?
Again, it goes back to the, no matter what you're doing, just be the best at it. I mean, that's to me is the best advice. That just would change your life, career-wise, relationship-wise, parenting-wise. It's a real broad saying. So that's always gonna,
Well, the best advice my dad ever gave me was, it's not how you say it. No, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Because I was that extra person that will get you on the spot. When you did it, I gave it to you, and I didn't care. Whatever came up, came out. And that even followed me through the early part of my adult years. But like I said, my dad didn't talk a lot when I was younger, but older, he did. And I would tell him some stories about stuff that was going on. And he said, Nora, he said, you did okay. He said, you do tell a person how you feel, but it's how you do it. You don't have to be crazy and yelling and as a matter of fact, and rolling your eyes and throwing your arms. You don't have to do all of that. You can get the same message across with a even tone voice. Yes, but I wasn't that person. I was that extra.
Yes.
And you're gonna hear me, and my husband says because I'm small, so small people always want to be loud because they think, But anyway, that's what he told me, and now I apply that all the time because I'd be ready to say, you one stupid, and then my dad be right here saying, Nora, It's the way you say it. They know they dumb. That's why they're saying that craziness. They know exactly what just came out their mouth. And I promise you, Tony, I hear my dad a lot now that I'm older. He's like, no, don't say it like that. Just say it in a nice way and walk off. They gonna think about it. They're not stupid.
Oh, yes.
They're gonna go home and be like, dang. Yeah,
yes.
They will. But I be wanting you to know it. So know that I know that you think you trying to play me. He said, then you ain't got to do all of that.
Right.
So that's, yeah. What, Tony? What?
Know that this ain't the one.
Yes.
I love it. Yes.
Okay. How has your dad made you feel proud of yourself? What did he do to, and I think you've already answered that. He told you.
Yes, he just told me, from buying my first home to, changing my life around for my children. He always tells me, I'm proud of you.
Mine too.
So
Mine too.
Very fortunate for that.
Okay, what's your favorite thing to do with your dad?
Have some drinks, watch the games.
Okay.
Yes, we used to play basketball a lot. Now he's older, so he doesn't play anymore. But yes, we bond like that. We like to watch all the fights, sports, have a good time, cook, have some beers. My
favorite thing is going fishing.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my gosh. My dad would take us fishing, and my mother would be there, but it was really pretty much the guys doing the fishing. But when I got older, he would show me how to fish.
Yeah. Okay.
And he would show my son. My son loves, he goes fishing by himself. That's how much he loves it.
Nice.
He's taking his little girl now. She has her own fishing rod.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, and we all go as a family. Yes, I love fishing. My dad was a fisherman.
Okay, yeah.
So that's something I really love doing with him. Okay, if you could tell your dad one thing this Father's Day, what would it be?
I love you, Champagne Poppy. And thank you for everything that you've done for me. My whole entire life, even to this day, you're always there for me. You're my superhero.
Ditto. And I'm going to add to that, I wish you were here. You were my everything. You were just my everything. And gosh, you're my everything, and I wish you were here, Dad. Okay, was there ever a time when you were disappointed in your father?
Yes, it was a time where I was disappointed in my father. He got into a fight at a party. I was younger. I feel like it could have went a different way. But I was kind of disappointed at the situation. I was scared to death at the time. I was younger, and I've just never seen that side of him before.
I think I remember that.
Yeah. And he was boom.
I think I remember that.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it out loud, but as a matter of fact, me and my husband was right next to him, and all we saw was boom. Oh.
But he's
Yeah. That was a day, wasn't it?
That was.
Yeah, I don't think he was proud of it. He act off of emotion.
Yes, he did.
And anytime somebody, anytime something goes to the left and it involves your wife.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes.
It's just like your little girl. Mm-hmm. Things go to the left, but I don't think he was proud of that at all. I don't think he wanted that to happen at all.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
he didn't want that, and I know it.
Yes. He's not that. Yeah.
And let's see. Is there anything your dad did that you would say that you were never going to do that? Let me read it again. Is there anything your dad did that you said, I'll never do that?
That's tough. I don't really have. I would say divorce.
Yeah.
He didn't. My dad was a great guy. He didn't really do a lot of negative things, right. At least in front of me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I knew him as well, and right. I concur.
Okay.
He was just a really good guy.
Yeah,
we saying was. He is such a
great
really
guy.
good guy.
Yes. So,
and that's his personality. That's who he is. So yeah, you're right. I said that my dad used to smoke. He smoked cigarettes, and I hated cigarette smoke when I was younger. My mother smoked as well, and back in the day, You can smoke on the plane. You can smoke in the house. You smoke anywhere. You didn't care about other people's lungs. It wasn't none of that. It's just pull it out, pull it out. And my dad and my mother would be smoking in the house. It's like, oh my gosh, I'll never smoke. Guess what? I smoked for 10 years. Newports.
Oh no.
Yes, but guess what? I stopped. I did. I smoked Newports, and I think they smoke Winston's.
Oh wow.
But I stopped cold turkey, Tony.
Nice.
Cold turkey, and I'm glad that I did. But because I promised God, if He give me a child, I'll stop smoking.
Oh no, that's right.
And as soon as I got pregnant, I stopped cold turkey.
Beautiful.
After 10 years.
Nice.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I said I would never smoke. But it was because of the fucker, because he would always ask me to light him a cigarette. We would be going somewhere, whatever, he's driving or whatever, and he'll say, hey, light this for me. And when I started doing it so much, that's how I started smoking, because I would not initially but I guess everyone started somewhere, maybe lighting somebody else's stuff up, whatever, I don't know. But anyway, yeah. Okay, did watching your dad with your mom help you treat your lady, help you know how to treat your lady today?
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
I've seen my parents have a good time for a long time. I mean, they were salsa dancing champions and stuff.
Handsome and beautiful
Yeah,
couple.
they just did a lot of things together. You know, they were always together, partying together. That's what I grew up seeing. So it's kind of what I try to maintain in my household as well.
You know what, Tony? This is so good, because there are not... well, I could not find, because I did call a couple of people, I could not find many guys that had their father in their lives, their whole lives, and still have them in their lives.
To this day.
And if you don't know it, you need to know that you are truly blessed.
Oh yes, I know it.
And it's a wonderful thing, because I mean, I did. I called around to a couple of people, and I was like, hey, would you like to be on the podcast? Talk about your dad. They were like, nah, I don't even know him. No, I don't, No, there are some things I don't even want to talk about, so we ain't gonna go there.
Right.
And just things like that. But to sit here with you, and when I ask him a question, he's on it, because he's lived it, and it's so good. And it makes me feel good to sit with somebody that, yes, this still exists, it's still going on. I mean, my son could be here, but he didn't want to, but he would be just like you, had the father in the lives and whatever. But it's just, to me, and this is just my opinion, I didn't do a survey or whatever, but I think that it's not many that had their fathers, or even want to talk about their fathers. So thank you again for being here. And I think that, yes, this is so good. Okay, is there anything your dad didn't teach you that you wish that he did? And did I answer that question? I didn't even answer the question. Did watching your dad show you how to treat your mom or treat a lady? I'm gonna flip that. Watching my dad, the way he treated my mom, I knew how I wanted a man to treat me. You were going to do the things that my dad did and more. If you didn't, that's what I was used to. So you're not gonna come in and give me something that I didn't get already, and I was used to. So yes, to answer that question, I'm gonna say yes. If that was for a woman or not.
Yes, no,
okay.
I love it, yeah.
Okay, is there anything your dad didn't teach you that you wish that he did?
Spanish.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. That's one thing I really wish they taught me growing up is Spanish, but I'm still trying to learn on my own, slowly but surely. I'm okay now.
Rosetta Stone.
Yeah.
Rosetta Stone. You know it. They say it's really good. And maybe, you can learn off of that, but you can still, with your dad. Okay, Spanish. Okay, now we're going to get into games. This is just funny game. It's all right. We're going to be done with it after this. But, okay, if your dad saw, I'm going to ask you something about if your dad saw this or did this, what answer would you give for him? If your dad saw someone disrespecting your mother, what do you think he would do? Knock him out? Curse him out? Shoot him, walk away.
Knock him out. I've seen it.
Yeah. My dad would probably shoot him.
Yes, yeah. But hopefully he just knocks him out so he can come home.
But that was back in the day, though.
Yeah, okay.
Back in the day, that they had that Wild Wild West mentality. It's like, you respect You will respect the
Oh,
women.
yes. Oh,
You will
yes.
respect them, and another man just won't even allow you to do it. And it seems like the cycle is going around again because now they're like that again. But they won't even try to fight. But that's another.
Right, yeah.
But I think my dad would shoot him only because of what I saw. Look, you saw and what I saw my dad do to the bill collector. And I know if you guys saw my last podcast on Father's Day, a bill collector came to the door. I'm gonna make it quick. Came to the door, and my mother was telling the bill collector, my husband is asleep. He had CQ last night, and we're gonna pay. Back in the day, the bill collectors come to your house, and the man was like, I don't care what he had last night. I need you to pay this money. My dad overheard this. Sleep. Okay, he heard this man talking to my mother like that. He said, he rose up, went to the door and said, wait a minute, let me go get your money. He went in the room and got a gun and came and put it to the man's head. I'm not lying you. God is my witness, I'm not lying you. And that man was running down the hill. My dad was like, don't you ever, did my wife tell you we was gonna pay you? Don't you ever. So that's why I feel that he would have shot him. Because I'm thinking if that man had went to back and forth with words, it would have been something worse. Okay, if you came home with the wrong order, if your dad came home with the wrong order, what would he do? Oh, my husband. Call back and ask to speak to the manager. Take the food back to up there. Get angry and throw the food in the floor. Eat it and leave it alone.
B and C. He's going to get angry, throw the food on the floor, then take it back up there. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna answer for my husband first, and I know he don't have nothing, but he's a father. My husband, he would just eat it and leave it alone.
Yeah.
And I would be jumping up and down like, what is wrong with him? What is wrong? Okay, my dad would probably call the manager because he ain't gonna waste no gas to go all the way back up there.
Yeah.
My dad would call the manager and probably hold on to the food and say, when I'm back in the neighborhood, I don't care if it's got mold on it. You're gonna take this food, you're gonna give me some. Yes, yes. Okay, so if another man tried to strong arm your dad, talking cash crap, what would your dad do? Would he walk away, talk crap back, or try to reason with the guy? Or just leave it alone?
It really depends on the situation. It's
right.
He's not really a talker. You know what I mean? So if we're gonna get the business, we're gonna get the business, and if not, he'll just leave it alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
And see, my husband would leave it alone. That's just how he is. My dad will probably walk away. Wait a minute. He will, because he don't want to catch a charge. So he'll walk in hopes that you might try to charge so he can go and take you out.
Yes.
Because he is not that one. He's not going to start anything, but he definitely finishes it.
Oh, right. Yes.
All the time.
I thought you were going to say he's going to walk away and get that gun. That's what I thought you were going to say.
Okay, so how many times did your dad start a sentence with, back in the day?
Oh. I don't even know.
I know.
Yes,
Well, wait a minute.
yes,
Once,
yes.
a couple of times, or too many times to remember?
Too many times to remember.
Too many times to
Yes.
remember for me too. Okay, if your dad was lost and didn't have a GPS, would he ask for directions? Would he pull over and read a map? Would he keep driving and become more deeply lost, just get more lost?
He would pull over and get a map.
That's so
Or read
good.
a map, yes.
My dad and my husband, they'll just stay lost. It's like too proud. I ain't asking nobody nothing. I know where we are. No, you don't. You don't know where we are. Please pull over. Please ask someone, do something. Nah, I know where we are. I just keep on riding. I'm sure I'll wow. Yeah. Okay, that's it, Tony,
All
for
right,
us.
yeah.
I am, like I said a moment ago, Tony, I'm just so thankful that you're here, and I appreciate you coming on the show. You are a really good father in my eyes, just like your dad was. And I see you with your daughters, and your wife, she looks at you with just gleam in her eyes every time I watch this stuff. When you have functions and stuff, I see this. And I'm so glad that what he did for you is in you.
Yes.
And you don't have any sons, do you?
No sons.
See, we need more men to have this in them, so it could be going on and on and on.
Yes, definitely.
Because the less men that there is to put this into, I mean, it's a mess out here now.
Yes, it is.
You're doing really well with your girls.
Thank you.
I just want to say thank you again for coming on the show. And with that said, guys, feel the rumble and listen to the roar, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
See ya.